Welcome back to the English Corner podcast. You're witnessing interview number 10. You already know who it is. It's your host, the legend Todd Finney himself. Y'all already know what the slogan is, no BS boxing. Hey, I got a special guest in the building with me today. Please welcome professional boxer Adrian Granados. Adrian, what's good with you?
What's up, Ty? How's it going, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Good, man. Summertime shy, so it's nice out here. Got some good weather. I got a session in. I got a workout in earlier myself. Now I'm over here at the gym about to train up some clients, and yeah, man, just being a gym rat.
All right, that's what's up, man. Before we get started, man, I just want to thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Being the 10th interview. So I know you got a busy schedule, man. So let me go ahead and get right into it. So you from Illinois, right?
I'm sorry?
You from Illinois, right?
Yes, sir. Chicago. Born in Berwyn, Illinois. Raised in Chicago all my life since a baby.
All right.
I'm a Cicero boy. Cicero's the first Southwest town. That's actually Al Capone's play town. That was where Al Capone did all his dirt.
All right, that's what's up, man. So tell us how you first got into the sport of boxing.
I was in high school. I wanted to box always since I was a baby, but I kept getting denied. I went to Windy City Gym. That was a famous, legendary gym in Chicago. I went when I was 5. I was too young. Went when I was 8. I was too young. I went when I was 12, and they didn't pay no attention to me. Went for a couple months. Then I continued. I was a multi-sport athlete. I played baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, just everything. I was always an athlete. And then in high school, I started getting into a lot of fights. I went to a mostly black and white school. It was St. Joseph High School, a Catholic school, good school. But yeah, sophomore year, the few Mexicans and Hispanics that were there kind of all went their separate ways. So I was alone my sophomore year. And I ended up getting bullied a little, getting picked on. But the thing was, I never let anybody bully me. So I got into a bunch of fights. I was smacking dudes around that, would try to disrespect me. And, just after a while, they told me that, hey, yo, there's a Christian brother here, Brother Peter, who was the history teacher, that he teaches boxing. So, yeah, I linked up with him, got one of the hardest workout camps of my life. And, man, I went to a state tournament, won my first 2 fights, and that was it. I gave everything up, and it's going to be 18. It's already 18 years now that I've been boxing.
All right, that's what's up. So you say you did it a couple of different sports, but you start with boxing mostly.
Well, pretty much I always wanted to box. I was mainly a baseball and basketball player, and then I got real serious in football as well. I went to St. Joe's to hoop, and then baseball, I ended up on varsity sophomore year. So I really just did boxing to get into shape for my sports, but I loved boxing. That was my first true love. I always wanted to box. I was raised watching Julio Cesar Chavez pretty much out the womb. My dad used to go to all the big fights. He went to Chavez Taylor, Chavez Randall, Chavez Whitaker. He just went to all the big Julio Cesar Chavez fights. So I was raised growing up. That was my hero growing up.
That's what's up, man. So tell us a little bit about your amateur career.
It was a decent amateur career. I won a couple of national titles, junior Golden Gloves. I was what's it called? I was reserved for the Mexican Olympic team. I was actually ranked number 5 for the U.S. boxing Olympic team. So I was like, all right, well, it's time to go pro. And then Mexico called me and gave me a shot, and I ended up going out there, winning a national, made it to their Elite 8. And then in the Elite 8, we had a box off, and I actually was roommates with Jesse Vargas. And me and Jesse ended up meeting each other in the semifinals, and he got me. It was 15-13. Then he went on to the finals, and he won 12-1 or something like that. So they ended up keeping me as a reserve. So, yeah, I stayed there in the Olympic camp in Mexico for, I want to say 6 months, something like that. And, then, like I said, nobody ended up – I didn't even get a chance. But, like I said, just to be a reserve and to stay there, I can say that I was at the U.S. Olympic camp for nationals, and then I went to the Mexican Olympic camp and stayed. So I seen both Olympic facilities. But I think my amateur record was 58-12, something like that, or something like that. But it was a decent amateur career. Definitely, my style was more fit for the pros. So once I made that switch, once I made that switch, what is it? It was a lot more. It was a lot more, beneficial for my style.
So I know I talked to you off camera, and I interviewed a couple of guys that you're very familiar with. So I know Alex Martin is from Chicago. So like, tell me about your amateur fights with him.
Oh yeah, Alex and I what's it called? We're both good friends now. We've both got a lot of respect for each other. That's my homie. In amateurs though, we were rivals. We fought 4 times. I think that's why we kind of had a rival. I got him all 4, so I know he hated that. Like even too, like once we once he went pro, he kind of let it be known like I'm coming for you, whatever. But the time has surpassed, and I mean we might still fight again. But I think he realized what kind of person I am now that we're older. Like we've seen each other at the gym so many times. It's all love when it comes to me. I'm not the type to like hold grudges. When we gonna fight, we gonna fight. I'll talk my stuff and I'll hold it down. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we're all just trying to make a living and be better persons every time. So that's why like I think that's why too. Like a lot of guys in Chicago, they all got love for me, and even in the boxing sport, they know I'm a real man. Like if you want to go there with me, I will, but I'd rather not. But if we want to go there, no problem. I got this scar. I got this big old scar on my face. I got a big old slash on my nose. Like I got jumped. Plenty of times growing up. I'm from the streets. My family did their best to keep me out of them, and I definitely had a good uh, childhood and was raised right. But obviously, living in the city of Chicago, like a lot of times you can't even avoid it.
So you said you beat Alex Martin every time y'all fought in amateurs.
Yeah. I got him 4-0, so that's why. Yeah, I know he don't like that, but no, he's a beast, man. He's I like his, as a professional, he's made his switches. I watch him. We spar regularly, pretty much too. We actually sparred recently, like a month or two ago. I was supposed to fight Jason Velez, and that fight fell off. I'm still pretty mad about that because that was supposed to be my comeback fight. But I'm at the gym right now, like I said, and just ready to get back to work.
All right, yeah, that's what's up. So since you're from Chicago, I'm gonna just throw some names out there. Like, how often have you like been in the gym working with guys like Nathaniel Gallimore, Kenneth Sims Jr., maybe Nico Ali Wash? Have you ever trained with him?
No. Nico, I didn't. Is he from Chicago?
Yeah, he's from Chicago, but I think he resides in Vegas now.
Yeah, no, I do know that. No, I would have for sure. I move with everybody here. Nathaniel Gallimore, we're actually under the same tutelage of George Hernandez, Joshua Greer was another one, Alex Martin. Moved with. I'm sorry. I've moved
You
with
fine.
Yeah. So like I said, so Kenny Sims, Alex Martin, Nathaniel Gallimore is under the same tutelage with me. Joshua Greer used to be back with me. Vernon Brown, Michi Brown, Gio Overo. I moved with him. Giovanni Cabrera who just fought. Um, Shoot, I mean, I'm already the young vet here, so I moved with David Diaz back in his days. I moved with Carlos Molina. I moved with just pretty much any big name you could think in Chicago. I pretty much moved with them. Like, yeah, I'm down to get down with anybody.
All right, that's what's up. And my last interview was with pro boxer Leonardo Painter retired. Like for those who haven't seen your fight with him, and like tell us about that.
Man, I won that fight. I got love for Leonardo. He actually hired him for sparring once. Yeah, no, like I had no business taking that fight. I think I was only 5-0 at the time, and he was like 27-3. But I was so thirsty to get back up or to get up fast because I knew the talent I had. So I took the fight, and yeah, I give him a boxing. And it's crazy because I actually had a flu with that fight, but I boxed his ears off. I surprised the heck out of him, and everyone knows I won that fight. It was an 8-rounder. I think I had it 6-2 maybe. When I sparred Leonardo, he's like, oh, or he tells me like, he thinks he didn't win that fight. He knows he did. And I schooled him, and like he was just surprised that this kid who was 5-0, and I think I was only like 23 at the time or 22. Like I had no business. His last fight was with Canelo, so that's actually 2 fighters I had that I fought their fight before was Canelo. It was Leonardo Painter first, and then it was Kermit Cintron. And Kermit Cintron, same thing as Leonardo. Boxed his ears off, beat him. ESPN and Facebook had me winning 8-2. So I got robbed on that one too. So I mean, it's been the story of my career. I got fighters that I've actually sent to the hospital, and like I end up losing. So it's a hot mess, man. But it's just boxing, you know.
Yeah. So you had a career defining moment, when you had your stop. You was the first one to stop Amir Iman. That was in Canada on Showtime. Like, how was that experience for to be the first one to stop him? You fell on your knees in joy. So like, tell us about that experience.
Oh, it was even nothing about him. God bless him. I know I derailed his career. He was headed to be the next big thing. I mean, I think I was a 13-1 underdog. I actually bet a stack on myself to multiply. I had to, because I'm like, man, like I remember when I got the call, it was only 5 weeks out. I watched literally only half a round of him, and I knew I had him. I watched it with my brother. I fell to my knees, and I was just so happy because at that point already, Felix Diaz was another one that I beat him the whole fight. Then I got dropped in the 9th round, and I broke my foot, and I still finished the fight. And even Mike Tyson Mike Tyson was promoting him, and Mike Tyson fell in love with me. I still regret that I didn't get to talk to Mike, but I had a broken foot, and I had to rush to the ambulance. Man, I'm sorry, bro. We might have to do this later because I keep getting blown up right now. But anyway.
Okay, it's fine, man.
Yeah,
we can
definitely. Later, I'm like just busy right now. I keep getting interrupted,
Okay, all right, that's cool, man. We could definitely do it again later.
All right, cool, Ty. I'm gonna holler at you later tonight, all right?
All right, appreciate it, man.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first half, of my interview with, Adrian Granados. Unfortunately, he's having some issues, with his phone. This was kind of a little early time for us to do it, but I'm glad I was able to, just ask him, at least 5 or 6 questions. So we're definitely going to finish up the interview maybe later or another day. But, stay tuned, man. It's your boy, Ty Finney, the legend, In This Corner podcast, man. We working nonstop. Appreciate everybody, that's been rocking with me since day one.